Good morning, world. A once upon a time felon, unashamed for Christ, forever saved. This morning, I woke up to the sad news that a 23-year-old driver driving an SUV Lamborghini in Uptown in Inwood crashed to the elevated train, the metal steel beams that hold up the tracks where the one train line runs. So he crashed the Lamborghini. The Lamborghini went up in flames, and there was a 20-year-old female passenger that was killed in the accident. So, very sad news, and my condolences to the families that are being affected. The driver was able to escape and he's in custody. So now, 23 years old, driving an SUV Lamborghini. Because the only reason I'm sharing this is because it's a teachable moment, and this is what we need to learn from. It's sad that it happened to those that are affected by it, but the rest of us, don't just let it go over your head what just happened here. Because at 23 years old, to have the ability to get behind the wheel of a $200,000 vehicle, a $150,000 vehicle, those vehicles are very expensive. And and things happen in life, and we don't know the circumstances, it's all speculation. But at 23 years old, the female that was 20 that lost her life, what were the circumstances surrounding her being in the vehicle? Was she attracted to the boy because of the car? Was it his family member? Who knows what the circumstances is, but this is why we got to be careful in the decisions that we make and the choices we make. The individual that was driving the car, what's the story behind that? At 23 years old, how did you get that car? Does your family own a franchise? Are you hustling? Like, how did you do it? Because those cars are very expensive. To rent them, it costs $10,000, $5,000 for a couple of days. To finance them, it costs thousands of dollars a month. So, what did he do to put himself in that position? And if you think about it, to the women, these are the questions you got to ask yourself when you're thinking about entertaining or dating somebody that appears to have money. How did you get this? What do you do? What university did you graduate from? What's your educational background? What family business are you involved in? Because if he can't answer these questions accurately, then 9 times out of 10, he's in the street hustling or scamming. So, if that's the case, then he's not going to be responsible driving that vehicle. He's just living life in the present, moment by moment. He's not even paying attention what the ramifications of how he's living in life is. So he's not going to be responsible behind a wheel of a vehicle that can go 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. You see what I'm saying? He's not going to be responsible. And he doesn't care about himself if he's hustling to live that type of lifestyle. So he's not going to care about you. And now the young girl, unfortunately, suffer the consequences of making the choice. You see what I'm saying? And he also, now he has to answer for, his actions. Once they start getting blood work, and was he under the influence? Was he driving, who knows? Who knows what the case is, man? But now he got a situation, vehicular manslaughter, that he got to confront at 23 years old when life is just about to start. So my point is, that if you have the ability to figure out, to scam, to hustle, to build yourself up, to put yourself in a situation where one of these car companies, one of the most expensive car companies, is going to willingly hand you over a vehicle that's worth $250,000, then you could use that same energy, that same intelligence, and be responsible with it, and not only have that vehicle, but have, reach your full potential. Because he was just starting. If at 23 years old, he has the ability to navigate and to figure out, to put a plan together to come up, because at 23 years old, you just starting. In our culture, supposedly at 23, you already old, you passed high school, and that's the biggest lie right there. At 23 years old, you just starting. You just starting, man. You're not nowhere near. You just a baby at that point. And for some reason, when we in the street and the way we have to grow up and the way we have to man up at 13, 14, and 15, where I'm from, by the time you're 23, you think you're a grown-ass man and that you don't have a lot to live no more. That you could just die at any moment. And that's the biggest lie, and that's the saddest news right there. That we got to change that. No, life is very long. You got to plan to be here. You got to plan to be here for the long haul. And you got to plan accordingly. Because how I'm now, I'm 53 now. Come on, man. And I remember having that mindset when I was 20, 21, 22. Oh, let me do what I got to do now because this could all end tomorrow. And it was because of the way I was living. But if you pivot and you start doing things the right way and you start living right and you start doing things right, then you're going to go further along and you're going to live, life longer up to when God determines that. But don't take yourself out before you even start. You know what I'm saying? You got to, that instant gratification is a killer, man. That instant gratification, I want it now by any means. I don't want to wait. I don't want to work for it. And we in our mind, we make up some sense of entitlement that causes us just to be reckless, to be lost. So, it's sad, man, and we got to learn. Females, young gentlemen, watch what you're doing out here, man. Don't just, it's sad. That was sad right there. And the next thing that I heard was, and they keep talking about this, and it's going to happen now. I feel it's going to happen just because of a few things. But the congestion pricing, now they're going to make it more expensive for you to get down to Lower Manhattan in your car past 60th Street. And, you think it's expensive to cross from New Jersey to New York, paying the bridge? They're going to put a toll now from 60th Street going down during the day, where it's going to affect everybody. This is where extortion, legalized extortion comes in. This is how not only do they got cameras snapping tickets every 2 seconds, not only do they got the meters, not only do they got the parking ticket, a statistic that I heard when I was renewing my TLC license was that TLC averages over almost $400,000 a day in fines from the taxi cab drivers. $400 a day in fines. So you see the cutbacks that the mayor is doing on the fire department, on the education department, on all departments, sanitation. They're gonna pick up garbage less now, and they're doing all these cutbacks because supposedly the asylum seekers is causing us to be in deficit and to have to do these cutbacks because now we got to deal with this crisis. The asylum seekers, man, that's all a plan, bro. Because of the crisis of the asylum seekers, they're gonna do the congestion pricing. They're gonna pass that law, right? And like I said before, the asylum seekers, they coming in to get theirs by any means. A lot of them, especially the young ignorant children, they're gonna start committing crimes they're gonna start going to prison. So look how the system works. They're gonna use the asylum seekers to do cutbacks that is gonna affect our way of living, our security, cleaning the city, and they're gonna raise the congested pricing. So they're gonna squeeze us some more because there's wars going on that we gotta help fund, that we gotta help pay, and they're gonna capitalize off letting the asylum seekers in because they're gonna start getting them into the prisons. My goodness, man. It's just crazy, bro. And this is why you gotta just fall into your routine and you gotta watch every step you take. And this is like playing chess in real life. This is like playing chess in real life, man, where it's cause and effect, man. And if you're not awoke to this, and this is why so many people smoking and getting high, this is why they're legalizing it right now, man. Because they want you to stay high, and they don't just want you to see nothing. They want you to just go with the flow, make the adjustment, and get banged in the head. You see what I'm saying? They trying to reach your great-grandchildren at this point. You know what I'm saying? They trying to reach generations that are not even born. They're already trying to put a system in place where they holding that generation back. You know, by putting these things. But if you're not, you can overcome this too. You can overcome this, because all you gotta do is be aware, fight back, and make the adjustments, and figure out how you gonna navigate the situation and don't get caught up. Because this is what it is, man. We could get caught up, man. Not paying attention. You know, we gotta focus on education. We gotta focus on long term, compound interest, investing, real estate, spiritual. We gotta focus on this as a people, man, as individuals, bro. You know, because everybody's not gonna do it, man. Everybody's not gonna do it. I understand that, but for those of us that want it, that are gonna try, then at least I'm gonna make it. You know, I'm gonna shed some light on it. You know, let me shed some light on this right here. So, because I'm trying to investigate, and I'm not trying to get myself into a situation. I'm not trying to back myself up into a corner. You know, I don't want to put myself in a situation where, you know, I'm not going to have a way to get out. You know them puzzles where you got a maze and you start at one end and you got to go with the pencil and try to come out at the other end? I don't want to get lost in that maze and back myself up into a corner that now I can't get out. You know, I don't want to do that. I want to figure out how I could go through the maze and come out on the other side, you know, in a better situation. You know, because that's gonna determine success. For me, for my family, and for my generation, for my peers, if whoever chooses to listen and take heed. Because this is what we on. We trying to build brick by brick. You know, I'm just one person, and there's many people like me. So, you know, if we could all one by one start making the shift, start making the change, start teaching our kids, and, you know, don't let them get trapped off with these student loans. How, you know, it's not wrong to get a student loan if you're gonna finish, graduate, get a career, and take off. It's not wrong. But it's wrong to get a student loan if you're not gonna finish, if you're not gonna get a career, and if you're gonna end up working a regular minimum wage job, doing deliveries on a bicycle. Nah. Don't get no student loan if you're not serious about executing and fulfilling that responsibility. Because you could get a student loan and not finish, and then you gotta pay, and now you're stuck financially for the next 20 years. You know, these are things that we gotta speak on. We gotta shed light on that. You know, we gotta teach our children how important it is to get a job. You know, a job is like, you know, it's like taboo. Nah, man. You gotta get a job. You gotta get a job. You gotta get any job. Because you don't know what that job is gonna lead to. That's the mistake that people think. They think that because they got a job and it's not the perfect job, that job is gonna be there forever. And that's a lie right there, man. If you start a job, you know, that's gonna build something in you. And while you're going to that job, you're gonna be meeting different people, experiencing different things during the day. Your eyes are gonna be exposed. Your level of exposure is gonna determine your level of success. You're gonna start seeking for a better job. You're gonna apply. You're gonna educate yourself, and you know. And I know sometimes it's not even good to get a job. That's another thing, man. So you be an entrepreneur, but be serious about it. You know, and stay on it. Keep your foot on the gas. All right, maybe your job is not for everybody. Maybe you gotta be an entrepreneur and you gotta get your own hustle on and you gotta do your own thing. But then do it and make sure you do it in a legal way. Because it could be done too. There's millions of people that do it. They start their companies, they start their, you know, and you got a gift in you that God put in you. It's inside you already, bro. You just gotta discover it and you gotta put it into play. You know, this is what we on. You know, start whatever idea you have. You know, don't let it just be an idea. Go and try to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And live your dream. You know, execute on your vision, man. It's for you. You out here, you breathing. You know, don't be discouraged, man. Don't be discouraged, man. Do it. Do it. No excuses. Do it. Get up out of bed. You know, go outside, get online, go on YouTube, and connect the dots. You know, apply for your LLC, get your tax ID, get your business account, reach out to suppliers, figure out how much the vehicle costs, figure out how you're gonna market yourself, and get together with somebody that can help you along the way. You know, I did that. Sometimes I got together with people and we helped each other along the way. But even if I didn't have nobody, I'm still gonna go. I'm not gonna stay down. I'm not gonna stay. You know, I'm still gonna go. I'm still gonna explore. I'm still gonna venture out. I'm not sitting back waiting for nothing. You know, I'm gonna ask God to help me, to guide me, to lead me, and then I'm just gonna go. And I'm gonna have the faith that He will show me. But He's not gonna show me if I stay waiting around. God's gonna show you once you get up and go. You know, that's why He told Abraham, get up and go to a land that I will show you. Abraham wasn't going to be, God wasn't going to show Abraham the promised land if Abraham was not willing to go. Abraham had to leave his family, his culture, his house, his business. He had to leave everything and he had to go to the unknown. And go through things and suffer and go through things in order to get the blessing. You see what I'm saying? And this is what I experienced myself. I had to get up and go, drive 2-3 hours, go do estimates, go do a whole bunch of side work in order to receive the blessing. You know? So, you know, I just woke up with that thought on my mind this morning and I think it's very helpful, and I'm gonna share it. You know, we're coming up on the look. It's the holiday season now, and these families have to deal with this tragedy right before the holiday sits with Christmas. You know, it shouldn't be that way, man. I hope everybody stays woke, take heed. See God in His kingdom, and everything should be added unto you, and cast all your cares upon Him, and call unto Him in Jesus' name. Amen.